In this lesson, I'm going to be introducing you to the cornerstones of programming, namely functions. Well, functions go by many names. In other ways, functions are being called procedures or methods. But don't let the jargons get you. The central idea is always the same. And on that note, I hope you are ready to learn about functions. My goal in this lesson is to explain exactly what's going on a line of Python code like this. Upper followed by the parentheses. We're going to be focusing on the part after the dots because that way we can break down the programming concept behind functions into bite-sized lessons and build up the big picture. As such, this lesson really set up the next couple of lessons on arguments, return values, and on objects. So the question is, what's so great about functions? Well, imagine I'm a little housekeeping robot, and if I was a human, you could tell me, hey, go and buy some milk. That instruction will make sense to a human because a human will understand what to do in order to complete this task. However, when we are giving instructions to a robot, it doesn't quite work like that because a robot doesn't know what is involved in getting a milk, especially a robot with no machine learning capabilities. So, if you are dealing with a robot, you have to specify every single step of this task, like taking the money, opening the door, closing the door, walking to the store, etc. etc. You as the programmer have to specify every single instructions. Now come the next day and you need to get some more milk. Well, you have to specify all of these instructions again, and that would be incredibly annoying. So here is where functions come to the rescue. With function, you can bundle all of these individual instructions into a single instruction. And we can also give this function a descriptive name, like get underscore milk. Now, every time you want to use get milk, the housekeeping robot knows exactly what to do because it will execute all of these instructions contained inside this get milk function. So, there is something to note here. What we just described is actually a two-step process. First, you have to tell the robot what get milk means. And second, you have to tell the robot to execute this get milk instruction. In other words, the first one is defining or declaring the function. And step 2 is using or calling the function. So the syntax looks like this. When defining the function, you often see the keyword def, then followed by the name of the function, followed by parentheses, followed by a colon. And after the colon, on the lines below, we have the instructions inside the function. This group of statements is going to be indented, and the indentation tells us what statements are inside of the function. Now, while you and I have a head and a body, a function also have a header and also a body. And the header is the line right here, the line with the def keyword at the top. And the body are all the statements or instructions that are inside the function. And basically all the lines are indented. That's the body. So now that we know a little bit about what a function is supposed to look like, let's now create our own first function. So we can write def get underscore milk. and then parentheses followed by a column. And when we hit enter, we get taken to the next line, which is indented. So we can print out some instructions like open the door, and on the next line, which again is indented, and follow with some more instructions that are gonna be inside the function, like print walk to the store, and then print buy milk. And we're gonna be finishing it up by printing return home with milk. So in our function body, we have 4 individual print statements. Notice that Python indented these 4 lines of code for us. So we have indentation of 1, 2, 3, 4. In Python, this indentation or white space actually matters quite a bit. Indentation in Python is like a full stop at the end of English sentence. So just like the full stop at the end of a sentence, the white space helps Python determine when one instruction ends and the other one begins. Usually, the code editor that you could be working with, either a VS Code editor in this case, will help you indent your code correctly. So let's actually run the code and see what happens. So we get nothing. Nothing at all, right? And this is because we've only defined the function. We actually haven't executed it yet. So let's call the getMilk function now. Get underscore milk. And when I run the code, then we see the first statement printed out on the console for us. So see you in the next lesson. Take care.